In 2022, Peter Bowers and the WordWorks Literacy Center offered a fresh look at how we teach English spelling. In this paper, Bowers challenges long-held beliefs about what's considered best practice in literacy instruction. Instead of treating English spelling as a messy system full of random exceptions, he shows that when we properly understand how words are built, English spelling makes perfect sense. Most of us learn to read through phonics, focusing on matching letters to sounds via drill. But English spelling isn't just about sounds, and not all learners can learn with drill. It's also about meaning and history, something we call morphology and etymology. And Peter Bowers offers a way to learn by engaging meaningfully. Bowers' approach, known as structured word inquiry, or SWI, teaches students to explore how these elements work together. With SWI, even words called irregular can be explained. Take words like does or been. Traditional teaching often labels them as exceptions, forcing students to memorize them. SWI shows us that these words become logical when we look at their meaningful units known as morphemes. For instance, does links directly back to the English base do, and been relates to the base be. By highlighting these connections, students start to see that spelling choices are not arbitrary. A key tool in SWI is the morphological matrix, a visual diagram showing how prefixes, bases, and suffixes combine to form word families. For example, the free base sign leads us to design, signal, signature, and a sign. By seeing these connections, learners grasp that the G in sign isn't a silent letter, it's a marker of meaning shared by related words and its family. SWI also respects the origins of words, their etymology. English words come from Latin, Greek, and other languages. These roots from these ancient languages give rise to our present-day English bases. Instead of forcing complex spellings into a purely sound-based system, SWI honors this layered history. Students learn that spellings preserve meaning, and that's why English sometimes prioritizes consistent spelling of morphemes over perfect sound matching. When students understand why words are spelled the way they are, their frustration decreases. SWI turns spelling and vocabulary study into a detective's quest where kids solve mysteries in language. This approach can be especially powerful for students who struggle with reading and spelling, including those with dyslexia. Instead of tedious memorization, they learn a system that makes sense. They learn the more concrete spelling meaning correspondences before the abstract grapheme phoneme correspondences. SWI can also be more teacher-led to allow students with greater cognitive and language deficits to succeed as well. Many need teacher-led inquiry for quite some time before they build a foundation of understanding that allows them to notice things and ask questions. Although SWI is still gaining traction in formal research circles, the evidence so far is promising. Bowers and Kirby's earlier work in 2009 showed improved vocabulary knowledge even for words that students hadn't been directly taught. Other studies, globally, have found similar benefits in reading and spelling when students engage with morphology and etymology. Meta-analyses indicate that young and struggling readers gain the most from morphological instruction, a finding that supports the SWI philosophy. Recent research has also shown that morphological instruction increases metalinguistic skills, often called phonological awareness skills, without directly targeting them. And that makes total sense, because metalinguistic skills are more difficult skills that require a certain amount of background knowledge and skill before they begin to move forward, especially among dyslexic children and children with language disorders. Many children can't start off with the meta. They develop it over time to varying degrees. When it comes to phonological awareness skills, traditional methods have put the cart before the horse in more ways than one. In this paper, Bowers argues that it's not enough to teach phonics and then separately teach morphology. We must show students how these elements interact. SWI merges phonology, morphology, and etymology into one cohesive understanding of spelling. By doing so, it eliminates the perceived chaos of irregular words and gives every student, regardless of age or reading ability, tools for independent, curious learning. Structured word inquiry doesn't just make spelling easier to understand, it also fosters deeper engagement. This thinking is in line with another researcher's work, David Scher. When English spelling is revealed as a logical, meaning-rich system, students become more motivated, confident readers and writers. Peter Bauer's work challenges educators to rethink how we teach the written word, guiding us toward an approach that respects both language and the learners themselves. Click that subscribe button, follow our channel, and let's continue exploring the wonderful world of structured word inquiry together. See you next time.